I can't avoid it anymore. I can't make any more excuses. I have to pick up a paintbrush. I've been here in Cairo for a week, and so far I've avoided getting sick, but my energy level is very low. Lucky for me, isn't it then, that we have the Buildabird challenge to get me motivated. Hi everyone, Diane here, and welcome to my Cairo studio. Today, I'm going to share with you my first week of our Buildabird challenge. So let's get started. So at the beginning of April, we decided to launch our latest daily challenge, which is known as the hashtag Buildabird Watercolor Challenge. And I know that a lot of you have been following along and creating some wonderful birds. And so what I want to do here is show you what I've done this week with the help of my daughter and why and how this actually works. So anyway, this is my iPad here, and you can see this is our Diane Antone Studio website, where if you go to blog, you'll find this information here, which tells you how the challenge works. And then there's another page as well, which goes into more detail on each step. So I'll go to that in a minute. And the idea is basically what we do is every day we paint one element of a bird. You can do a whole bunch of them all in one go. Excuse my voice, by the way. I've got quite a dry throat. It's just that I'm in a very dry atmosphere at the moment, so I'm sounding a bit scratchy, but there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not ill or anything like that. Anyway, so the idea is, first of all, we start off by painting or designing bodies and legs, okay? And all this information that I've got holding in my hand here is available to download. And this is my template of bodies. And so I've tried to do lots of different shapes that could possibly turn into a bird body. So we've got just ovals and circles and lozenges and tear shapes and all sorts of things like that. As odd and peculiar as you want them to be. Mine are fairly conservative because I'm fairly conservative. And then after that, we go from bodies, we go to wings, and we design different shapes of wings, just as whatever takes your fancy. Then we go ahead and continue with legs and feet. Well, actually, the legs should come with the bodies. As a matter of fact, I've got these out of order. And then we look at different ideas for beaks and so on and so forth, and tails. Okay, so, well, actually, that's out of order, but anyway, so the idea is it goes bodies, legs, wings, tails, and beaks. So there we are. You can download all of these for free if you're a member of our either Patreon or YouTube channel. And so that's easily done if you happen to be a member. So today we are going to look at what I did. And the way I did it, I took myself some sheets of Meeden paper like this, and we realised after we'd cut them out that you could use this as a template and do more of the same. So that would be quite fun. So that's actually got two uses there. So those are the wings, and then these are the body shapes, and so on and so forth. And I just drew them onto a sheet of Meeden paper and then painted them, cut them out. And I came up with this set. It's like a game. It's like, I'm sure that there must have been, I didn't ever come across it, but I'm sure there must have been games like this when we were kids. So here are my bodies, and I'm just going to lay them out. And this is what I suggest that you do. And it's amazing the way this technique will, it'll break the perfection barrier for you if you're a perfectionist. It helps you with color combinations and teaches you what goes with what. And it's fun to do, apart from anything else. It's great to do with kids. And it will spark your imagination. And that, I think, is a really great thing, because I don't know about you, but I find myself constantly doing and redoing the same thing again and again. And that's a problem that you have. I think you get into a kind of rut, don't you? So So anyway, these are my 6 bodies. I think that's all the bodies I did. This is just a 6. So we've got a nice, perfectly round one, a long, thin one, a kind of splushy one that's meant to be kind of, spiky. This one is teardrop. This one is kind of squat and flat. And that one's just a sort of, just a slightly oval shape. And then we did the legs. And so here we have legs. Different kinds of legs. And you will, honestly, if you give this a try, I noticed a few people already have done so. And I noticed on the Facebook group, our private group for members, there are people there sharing their wonderful ideas. And it's looking good, looking really good, girls. Okay, so now we have 6 sets of legs. So the first thing to do once you've done that is you can play around and you can set up combinations. And I didn't have anything in mind when I did these. I didn't have anything in mind as to what would go with what. But as soon as you start thinking, you think, well, this is a long, thin body. This is going to go with these legs. And, oh, yes, it doesn't take very long before you realise instantly you can't wait to put a wing and a tail and a beak and an eye and everything else on that one. And then you think, maybe that would be a nice one. This could be a nice kind of colour combination. I've accidentally done 2 that match, so maybe that would work. And I've got yellow here, and you could, you don't have to, but you could put yellow legs on yellow legs, and then immediately you've got a chick, right? This one is quite interesting. Nice big fat legs. You could put that on there, for example. You could put it on here as well. It looks a bit strange. So we probably, but then if you did it like that, that could work. But I think perhaps for now I prefer it there. And then we've got this one. Perhaps we'll put that there. Perhaps we'll put turquoise legs with an orange body. And this one, maybe, see, you can always turn them around. The way you put them in the first place doesn't have to be the way they end up. So you might want to put that one like that. This one looks like his feet are holding on to a branch, doesn't it? So there we are. That's our first stage. Now, I know you won't necessarily want to do all of this in one go, but other people will want to really jump ahead. So I'm going to go through it pretty much step by step as if I was doing it, as per. And so next thing, we've got bodies and legs. The next thing is wings and tails. So I have got here different shaped wings. Okay, these are different shaped wings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So any of these would work. Would you think of doing wings if you were just painting the thing onto the paper? I know I wouldn't. I know I would not. So anyway, sticking with the blue theme, I think, oh, wait a minute, is there another one here? Oh, there's an extra one. Yes, that one can go there. So we'll put that wing there. And the curious thing is, when you try it out, you think to yourself, oh, I can make the wing point upwards like that. I can make the wing point downwards like that. Yeah, and it changes the mood of the bird. It looks quite cute if it's going upwards. Don't know, I necessarily would have thought of that. So that one looks pretty nice. This one, I think, now this is an interesting shape, isn't it? It's very simple. You could use it on different ones. I mean, it would go on that one, for example, but it might be a bit big for him. I think he might want something more. And you can always tuck them behind if you feel, and in fact, it could even be a tail if you did that. So I think I'll put that one there. Something like that. And this one, having got to that point, I'm sort of like, oh my goodness, I want to put a head, and maybe he could even have a little kind of cresty thing on the top. This is meant to be a tail, but you could pop that on the top there, couldn't you? And somehow you're beginning to think not penguin, what do you call it? Peacock, that's it. Right, so now this one, which could well be a chick, we could put that wing there like that, for example. And yeah, that is a good start, I think. And this one, I don't know really. I mean, I am making this up as I go along. Oh yeah, I know. I was thinking, actually, that this one would make a really rather good beak. Don't you think? I'm not sure if it's better on that one or this one. Let's put it on that one. This one now is like, do you remember the birds that we did earlier on in the year? We did Birds of the World. And we discovered, didn't we, that birds are really weird. And they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Oh, now maybe I'll take those brown legs away and give him some turquoise legs. Oh, yes. Now, you see, that's the thing. This is what you call design a bird. This is building a bird. And I'm going to choose one of these when I get to the end, and I'm going to try. The idea is to then paint what I've created in the design realm and then embellish it. So we could have one wing like that, and we could have one wing like that. For example, this one's fallen apart. Put that there. Oh, this was meant to be a tail, I think, but I'm going to use it as a beak. I'm going to make him into a little beaky thing, and I'm going to give him really a very strange tail like that. He looks a bit like an anteater, doesn't he? And this one over here could have a tail matching, which goes down like that. And none of them have got heads or eyes or even any kind of, most of them haven't got beaks, except for the ones that I've kind of repurposed the tails for. This one has a big pointy thing that could go on the top there. Looks a bit like an insect like that, doesn't it? Anyway, so you could play around for ages like this. And when you've done playing and you've decided that you know what you want to do, oh, I think that one would go colour-wise really rather well here. Yes. When you've decided which one you want to play with, you can say, okay, I'm going to stop now. Time to do some painting. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to find some paper and we'll get started with painting and we'll embellish it at the end. Okay, so this is the one I've decided to work with today, and this combination of shapes and so on and so forth. And you've got a couple of choices, actually. You could just kind of wing it, if you'll excuse the expression, and copy what you've created, or you can move the whole thing onto, maybe for the first time that you do it, you can move the whole thing onto your paper and you can then draw around it. You could do it that way. I haven't yet tried this out, but I'm going to give it a go. Okay, so I'm not quite sure exactly where I want that beak, but somewhere like that. I probably won't be able to draw around that because, obviously, and in fact the whole thing, come to think of it, is not quite the right shape because we've got the little bit of, you could go closer, couldn't you? You could go closer to the actual painted area. So I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a guide here. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do it or not, but, you know, we're all experimenting here. We put the beak there. I don't want to make that too big. I'll just go around there, and then I can put his legs on quite easily afterwards. So I've just got a rough idea of what I have created there. And I did take a photograph. I do honestly think it's a really good idea to photograph your work as you go along, because that way you don't forget what you were doing. It's always a good thing. Okay, so we've got the body here, and we're going to put a nice beak here. And I was quite surprised when I was playing with this to find that things that I would never would have thought. Sorry about the echo, by the way, if you've got an echo. We haven't got any soft furnishings really in this place yet. Yeah, quite surprised to find how, what was I saying? Oh, surprising combinations. Yes, surprising combinations. You never quite know what's going to work, really. This is the wing, and that goes around like that. There we are. And then we're going to bring his nice big chunky feet down here. And I changed a lot of things that I normally do. I changed them a bit. So I've made the feet a bit different, the legs a bit different, just because, well, I was using a fat pen when I did the legs, so that's how they came out. Now, the eye, we always say that the eye should be pretty much in line with the center of the beak, and that does tend to be kind of the best place for it. Okay, so we have that. Now, at this point, you look at it carefully and you think to yourself, okay, I'm not entirely happy with this line here, so just don't worry about it. Just erase it, have it out, and change it a bit. I say bring him down, make him a little bit tubbier. Tubby the tuber. There we are, and that's better. And then what we'll do is we'll paint him, and then when he's dry, or she, we will doodle on him with a white gel pen or something like that, maybe, or gold, or maybe both. So next thing we have to do is think about what technique we're going to use. Just put a little hill underneath him here, and maybe we'll put a little flower here, like the one she's wearing. It's obviously become a girl. A little flower, like the one she's wearing on her head. And I'm just going to change the angle of the head a little bit there too. I think I'm just going to take that up a little bit. Okay, so, this is the thing. You create something that you wouldn't have otherwise created by using these shapes, and then you alter it a bit. So that's good, isn't it? Okay. I have my water, and I'm using, I think I'm going to use the good old Kuretake set here, Kuretake green box set. It's in the original packaging, actually, this one, because I'm in Egypt and I don't bring everything with me when I come because, it's obviously not practical, is it? But we are equipping the studio here a little bit more, bit by bit. So I'm going to stick with the colour scheme that we had, which was, so we'll do the body, first of all, there was a kind of orange, and then I dropped in some red, I think, if I remember rightly. So we just put some orange as kind of the background. I'm using, this is one of our Craftermo brushes, which aren't any longer available. Other artists have still got some that are available if you want to buy Craftermo brushes. I think they get them made in the Far East, and they are pretty good brushes. I have to say, we were quite pleased with the ones that they made for us, but we don't work with them anymore. Okay, so that's the body, and you can make it as dark as you like. You make it a nice red bird if you want, or you can keep her a little bit lighter. It just depends what you fancy. And then I'm going to do the wing, and I had the wing in a bit more of a yellowy orange, so I think I'll do something a little bit similar. It's more, I might add a bit more red to the body so that the wing stands out a bit better. But the thing is, guys and girls, we are not aiming for anything specific. The idea is to have fun. I tell you, I've been here in Cairo now a week, I think. Is it a week? Feels like longer, but I think, what's today? Tuesday. Yes, we arrived a week ago. And I'm very happy because I didn't catch cold on the plane, even though I sound like I've got one. I haven't. This is just, today we have a sandstorm here. You know, you have to be grateful for small mercies living in France, where the worst kind of storm you have is a rainstorm or a windstorm. But here we don't only have those, we have sandstorms. Anyway, it's not really a storm. It's just one of those days when you can't see very far outside. It's like London used to be in the 1950s, when you couldn't see in front of you could not see your hand in front of your face, they used to say. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So anyway, I've been here a week, and we have a lovely apartment here in Cairo, in New Cairo, in the 5th settlement, down on the outskirts. When we bought this place, it was pure desert. There was nothing here but pure desert. It was just literally sand, really, on the ground. Nothing at all. Now it's a major city and full of shops and businesses and banks and insurance companies and rich people and all sorts of things, and us. Remind me what I was going to say. I can't remember. What was I going to say? Oh, yes. And it takes a while to adjust when you've come from somewhere like France or America or anywhere else. There are actually very few Westerners here at the moment. It's one of those periods of time when most of the foreigners here are from Saudi Arabia and places like that. Anyway, so we're adapting, and I'm being very, very careful about what I eat because I don't want to get jippy tummy, as we call it. We English, we are very familiar with the problems that are caused when you go to Egypt. We call it jippy tummy. That's diarrhea for everyone else. So far so good, but I'm not gonna promise anything. Anything could happen. Should I do his beak the same colour? Her beak the same colour? Should I do it green as well? I think so. But I've been feeling the first day I felt as if I'd been in a boxing ring for 10 rounds with Muhammad Ali. I really did. I felt really beaten up. And I think it's the air pressure on the plane, very sensitive to these things. I think it might have been that made me feel weird. And a couple of days like that. But it's passing now, and I'm beginning to feel, today's the first day, I've been here a whole week, it's the first day I'm able to consider painting and trying to speak rationally. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just painting single stroke flowers for the little headdress, not headset, that she's wearing. And tomorrow, my husband is going into hospital to have an operation, to have a rather large, very uncomfortable lipoma removed from his neck, which he has had for a couple of years now, and which he couldn't get treated in France, but anyway prefers to come here and pay to have it done. And so that's going to be fun. It's going to be a couple of weeks before he'll be fully recovered. So hey-ho. There we go. Yes, okay, so we have, tell you what, I need a bigger brush. I'm going to put a hill underneath her. And what colour shall we do it? Shall we put her on what? What shall we put her on? I don't know. I suppose shouldn't go too far away from the colour that we've got her painted in, so we'll do that. Okay. Now the question is, you've got a choice here. You can either do the lines for the flowers on her hair and down here. You could do that using a pen, or you could do that using a brush. I think I'm probably going to do it with a brush this time. And what colour shall I use? I think I might do black, as if it was, and maybe, yeah, maybe. And I have to do her eye as well. So we'll paint that in. Oh, that's interesting. Just hoover that up a little bit there. Okie dokie. And put a little bit more colour here. And I think we probably need to just give it a quick dry, or wait for it to dry, one or the other. How is that done? I don't know. That seems okay. Yeah. Right. Okie dokie. So now we need to embellish it. And how are we going to do that? So that's a good question, isn't it? I have a white gel pen, a rare gold one. These are Sigma, what do you call them? Mitsubishi Pencil Co. That's all Japanese. Uniball Signo pen. And this is a hybrid gel from Pentel. So that's two different makes. I've also got this, which is an Artistro acrylic pen. Do I need anything? Oh yeah, I've got a black. This is Stettler pigment liner. That's a waterproof black pen. So let's see, what should we do? If you don't know what to do, I suggest you look at something you've done before and see whether it will inspire you. And here I do have a few ideas that I did when I was here last time. This one was a Christmas painting, and we have these various and assorted ones, some of which you might have seen, and different ideas for embellishing them. These ones, a lot of these have got sort of lots of line work on them, which is something that I do quite a bit of, and some dots and dashes and things like that. So this is where you need to actually start getting creative. And I think for myself, I don't know, have I got my thick and thin? Yes, I have. Does it still work? I don't know. Amazing. It does. That is pretty well amazing, because these pens have been sitting here in Cairo in an un-air-conditioned environment all winter, and they are still working really well. So let's see. Let's do something with her eye. Maybe we'll give her a few eyelashes. We've had an ongoing debate about whether or not birds have eyelashes. And somebody said, "You do know the birds don't have eyelashes, don't you?" And then someone answered and said, "You do know these birds aren't real, don't you?" So I thought that was really a great answer. Thank you, whoever it was that said that. Yes, that was funny. Okay, I'm going to go over these flowers. I'm going to make them a little bit more, obvious. Do this one too. Sort of warming up a bit. Well, I am in Cairo. What else do you expect? Yeah, so wish my husband luck, won't you? He should be okay, fingers crossed. We're not entirely sure what to expect from this operation. I hope. They said it would probably take a couple of weeks for him to feel better, to be completely recovered, so we'll see. Okay, so we've done a few of those. Maybe we'll put some more lines on her feet. Quite like doing that. Don't know why. Okay, now white. I wonder whether this one is going to continue to work. Okay, let us put some dots. You have seen me do these dots before, and I'm dipping my pen into the ink which I have made it drop, because I don't find these pens work very well. I know people say, oh, make sure that you don't stand it up, you have to lie it down, and I've tried everything. Honestly, I've tried everything. Up, down, sideways, inside out, various different countries. You know, you can't necessarily win, but this does work. If you just go like this, make a big blob of it, make it all come out, whether it likes it or not. And I mean, this Artistro stuff is not the best. Has to be said, it's not the best. It's a bit unopaque, but we'll make the most of it. Who cares? Let me think. What about, I'll try this one. Maybe this will be better. Let me see. Ooh. See, I knew that was going to happen. That's no good. That doesn't. I might have to spend a couple of half hours trying to make that work, so we're not going to worry about that. This is another one. Is this one working? Yeah. No, you see, I mean, that's the thing. This is the thing. I knew somebody would let me down. What about the gold? It's the white, isn't it? Yeah, you see, the gold's fine. The gold's fine. I'm going to put some little feathery things on. And I'm thinking at the moment what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to my paintbrush. And do you remember a while ago we did a little bit of quite delicate flowers? On a bird. And we just did them like this. So we can call her Flower Bird. Make them quite nice and light. And then we could put some yellow ones on her wings. We could put and where's my gold again? You just keep going until you're happy. And I'm going to put some white dots on here too, I think. Yeah, so we'll just outline the whole of the wing with white, which I think looks quite pretty. And then maybe we just go over that. Will fade back a lot. This white is not particularly opaque, and that's okay, it doesn't matter. It gives a different effect. It might start coming out a bit more as I keep on pumping it. Put some dots up the legs. Oh, I know, I think we'll put some little gold stamens coming out of here. And up here, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. Somebody recommended, I wanted to mention a book by Doris Lessing the other day, and I don't know if that lady is here listening today, but I just wanted to say it's something about the shadow before the dark or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it. Written in 1976, and it's about invisible women, how women become invisible as they get older, and struggling with that whole idea. I'm just improving the shape of the eye there a little bit. And I just wanted to let her know that I am reading it on Kindle and how interesting I'm finding it. Is a very, not an easy book, I would say, not an easy book at all, but very interesting. Yes. Okay. Now what I need to do really is to wait until this is dry and then erase some of the pencil lines, which we have lying around here that we don't really need. If you haven't got one of these pencil erasers, they're worth having because you can sort of get into the gaps a bit more accurately. So when you rub things out, you're not going over the paint quite so much. Because my fatal error is always that I'd go over it and smudge the whole thing and spoil it all. And you have to make some kind of rescue attempt, which never works. So, and I haven't got my little brush here that I use, so I'll have to use a proper paintbrush. I have a shaving brush, which I was given by a kind person called Sylvia. And she gave me two of them, and I use them all the time. And I don't know whether I brought one of them here or not, but I haven't laid my hands on it yet. So for the minute, I'm going to have to use an ordinary paintbrush, but that's okay. All right, now I think probably all I want to do now is a few more. I'm just feeling that this white paint is not quite white enough, but we'll just put a few more spots on her there and reinforce this flower a bit. Now, I'm not going to claim that this is a work of art, guys. I'm not going to claim that. I'm going to make her eye bigger. It's fun. And you will learn something from doing this. That's the thing. And better still, you'll enjoy it. I guarantee you will enjoy it. And then when you've done one, you'll say, ooh, I need to do another one. So don't forget, do join our, Patreon or YouTube membership. If you join Patreon, it becomes quite a lot easier to download things like these cheat sheet type things, which I've done specially for you, which are for free. Set of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's where it starts. Plus the other page, which I can't see at the moment. That's over there. It tells you what to do on each day. And you've obviously got access to our website, which has got the blog on it, which tells you exactly what to do as well, if you want to follow our guidelines, or if you just want to pop in there for a little bit of inspiration. That's good. So I'm just going to outline this a little bit, and I think she's a kind of girly girl bird, so we'll give her her final touches of curly hairs as we go around here. Yeah, I mean, what am I saying? Yes, do, please. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, even if you don't want to join. Give us a like, leave us a comment, tell me what you think about this challenge. I think it's a very flexible challenge. I think it has lots of possibilities. And the idea is to inspire you to do your own thing, and not to copy what I'm doing by all, definitely not. This is playtime, and everyone gets to do what they want to do. I think I need a cup of tea. I've got a big parcel of stuff come from Amazon that I need to unpack and put away. So there we are. There's my little flowery bird, all ready for the party tonight. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will let you go, leave you in peace, wish you well, have fun painting, and I will see you again super soon. Bye for now, everybody. Bye-bye from Flower Girl.